Hello dear grade 8 students. Welcome to another exciting lesson in physical education entitled Nature and Background of Futsal. In this lesson, you are expected to execute the skills involved in the sport. Specifically, this module will help you to discuss the nature and background of futsal, show interest in learning more about futsal, list and include futsal in the activities to do for improving one's fitness and health. What is futsal? How can it benefit you? Futsal comes from the Spanish futbol sala or futbol de salón. It is a ball sport played on a hard court, smaller than a football pitch, and mainly indoors. It has similarities to 5-a-side football. It is played between two teams of 5 players each, one of whom is the goalkeeper. Futsal is played with a smaller, harder, low-bounce ball. The surface, ball, and rules together favor ball control and passing in small spaces. The game's emphasis is on improvisation, creativity, and technique. There are 2 versions of the creation of futsal. The first version, is which the origin of futsal has been in the 1940s, when some youths in São Paulo, Brazil, for lack of soccer fields began to improvise and play on the basketball court, which has shorter dimensions. Another version and probably the most accepted is that sport appeared in Montevideo, Uruguay in 1934. In this period the country Uruguay lived an intense love for football because that winning of the World Cup football. The creator was Professor of Physical Education at the YMCA of Montevideo, Juan Carlos Siriani Gravier. He decided to develop new rules for the game using the rules of other sports such as handball and basketball. He called the sport as indoor football. The YMCA spread the game immediately throughout South America. It was easily played by everyone, everywhere, and in any weather condition, without any difficulty, helping players to stay in shape all year round. A unique tournament was organized, and it attracted some interest in South American media, which regularly began to follow futsal. It was the journalist José Antonio Ingalls who passionately contributed to the rapid spread of the game, as well as being credited as the man who coined the name futsal to define the sport. 1930 FIFA World Cup Montevideo, Uruguay. In September 1969 in Asunción, Paraguay was founded the South American Confederation of Indoor Football, with the presence of representatives of Futsal Brazil's indoor football. In July of 1971 in São Paulo, Brazil, with representatives of Brazil, Argentina, Paraguay, Uruguay, Bolivia, Peru, and Portugal was founded the FIFUSA International Federation of Indoor Football. In 1980, the first Futsal Pan-American Championship was held in Mexico, with the participation of Brazil, Mexico, Paraguay, Uruguay, Argentina, Bolivia, and the United States. Brazil was the winner of this competition. In 1982, FIFUSA held the first Futsal World Championship, in São Paulo, Brazil. Brazil was the first Futsal World Champion. The tournament was attended by Brazil, Paraguay, Argentina, Costa Rica, Czechoslovakia, Colombia, Uruguay, Mexico, Italy, the Netherlands, and Japan. FIFUSA has registered the word futsal in 1985. In the Philippines, the Philippine Futsal League is the top-flight futsal league in the country. The league hosts separate competitions for both men and women. It was founded in 2009 and is organized by the Futsal Committee of the Philippine Football Federation, headed by Iranian coach Esmail Sadai, who formerly coached the Philippines national futsal team. The Philippines national futsal team represents the Philippines in various international futsal competitions under the Philippine Football Federation and is affiliated with the Asian Football Confederation. Since futsal is played on a smaller place and players can constantly substitute during a match, futsal is considered a more fast-paced sport, making it creatively exhilarating. For this very reason that futsal has widely spread in the country. The availability of small concrete venues in school quadrangles and basketball courts enables students, players, enthusiasts, and the community to play futsal leisurely and competitively. Facilities and equipment. The field is made up of wood or artificial material, or similar surface, although any flat, smooth, and non-abrasive material may be used. The length of the field is in the range of 38-42 m, 125-138 feet, and the width is in the range of 20-25 m, 66-82 feet, in international matches. The futsal ball is of any standard team handball field can be used for futsal, including goals and floor markings. A rectangular goal is positioned at the middle of each goal line. The inner edges of the vertical goal posts must be 3 m, 9.8 feet, apart, and the lower edge of the horizontal crossbar supported by the goal posts must be 2 m, 6.6 feet, above the ground. Futsal versus football. What's the key differences? Players per team. In futsal, there are 5 a-side, while in football there are 11 a-side. Game length. In futsal there are 40 minutes, 2 halves both in 20 minutes. While in football there are 90 minutes, 2 halves both in 45 minutes. Stoppage. In futsal the clock stopped if the ball is not in play. While in football there is a rolling clock and plus injury time added. Timeouts. In futsal there is one per half, while in football there is none. Ball. In futsal it should be size 4 with 30% less bounce, while in football it should be size 5. Substitution. In futsal it is a rolling substitution, you can substitute any time. While in football there are 3 substitutions, on every stoppage. If the ball is out of play. In futsal, through kick-ins. While in football it should be throw-ins. When starting from goalkeeper. In futsal, it should be from GK or goalkeeper's hand. While in football it should be goal kick. In back passing to goalkeeper. In futsal, it's limited to 1 in own half. While in football it's unlimited to feet. When it comes to foul. In futsal, there's maximum of 5 per half, free shot for each thereafter. While in football there is unlimited. In sanctioning or giving red card. In futsal, the team may substitute player sent off after 2 minutes or other team score. While in football the team loses player for the rest of the match. In time limits for restarts. In futsal, there is 4 seconds. While in football there is none. In officials of the game or referee. In futsal, there are 2 and they have very little difference in responsibility. While in football there is 1 plus 2 assistant linesmen. Futsal player positions. Futsal is played with a total of 5 on-field players per team, 1 goalkeeper and 4 players. Substitutes can be used anytime during the match. By nature of the small court size, all players contribute to both attack and defensive play. However, there is a general rule of thumb when it comes to player positions and roles. How does your team stack up to the theory below? The defender is the player in the further back or more defensive in a futsal team. Some of the characteristics of a good defender are being a good marker and having a good ball pass. The defender must also be communicative to organize the marking and the exit of ball of his team. In futsal there is the right wing and the left wing. The wings are the players that occupy the sides of the pitch. Some of the characteristics of the wings are speed and agility both to attack and to defend. The pivot, forward, is the most advanced player on the pitch or the more offensive in a futsal team. Some of the characteristics of a good pivot, forward, are having a good ball control, a good pass and a good shoot/finish. The pivot, forward, usually receives the ball backwards to the opposing goalkeeper. Afterwards, the pivot, forward, can pass the ball to a teammate who approaches or tries to turn and finish, shooting to the goal. The pivot, forward, must be constantly moving, looking for spaces in the opponent's defense in order to get the ball. The goalkeeper is the player whose main goal is to prevent the ball from entering its own goal. The goalkeeper must be quick and can use any part of the body to perform a defense. A good goalkeeper should be agile, have a good sense of positioning and communicate enough with his teammates, as to organize the defensive system. 10 reasons to play futsal. Number 1. Skill development. Futsal develop the same basic skills, tactics, and knowledge used in 11 versus 11 outdoor soccer. Number 2. Ball touches. Studies show that futsal players touch the ball far more often than in other forms of soccer. Number 3. Ball control. With limited space, constant opponent pressure and touch lines, players rapidly improve ball control skills and techniques. Number 4. Speed of play and enhanced decision making. The factors mentioned above, together with a 4-second restart rule, ensure players learn to play and think faster. Number 5. Tactical awareness. Players learn how to read the game and make supporting runs when their teammates have the ball. Number 6. Continuity. Action is continuous, so players are forced to continue the play instead of stopping and watching. Number 7. Knowledge. With only 5 players and non-stop action, players' understanding of the game is enhanced. Number 8. Improved shooting. The goal and penalty area are a perfect size for narrowing the angle, so players learn to shoot accurately to score goals. Number 9. Encouraged learning. FIFA's futsal laws of the game encourage learning to rely on skill over physicality by punishing all physical contact. And number 10. It is fun. Players enjoy the challenge of playing a fast-paced, fun, and skill-oriented game to test their abilities. Remember, futsal is a game played between 2 teams with 5 players each team inside a 16 by 25 meter, minimum, 25 by 42 meter, maximum, pitch size with a size 4 ball. Playing futsal can be a wonderful way to keep fit and healthy because it can improve one's cardiovascular fitness as well as improve muscle tone and elasticity. Futsal has more touches, more passes, more interaction between teammates and opponents that made it more fun and enjoyable to play. Futsal can be played in small spaces, thus improves quicker play and fast decision making. Futsal promotes creativity, improvisation, more ball and control skills and adaptability. That's all for today's lesson 3 in nature and background of futsal. I hope you found a not so new but interesting sport to play. Thank you for watching and listening. Keep learning.